Welcome to the Lead Every Day show. Our mission is to see a world well led. And our strategy to get there? To empower leaders like you to lead every day. So let's get to work.
Welcome to the Lead Every Day show. I'm Randy Gravitt.
And I'm Mark Miller.
And we are in a summer series here answering your leadership questions. We've had so much fun these last few days. Actually, over a week now we've been doing this, and I'm pumped up today. We got a new question. I'm gonna tie this question back to something I'm seeing in my family right now. By the way, wedding anniversary today, 37 years today. So happy anniversary, Laura, if you're listening, which I'm guessing you're probably not, but I'll bring
Maybe
her,
we should just send her this episode.
I will send her the episode. I'll text it to her, and I'll bring her some flowers as well, so it'll be good. But one of our kids, Laura and I had, we had our daughters, and one of our daughters just had her first baby a few weeks ago. We got little grandkids everywhere now. 8 grandkids. It's like crazy. They're coming.
Congratulations.
Quickly. And anyway, they've got their new little baby. And I remembered back to when this is our oldest. I remember back when she was born, and I thought the first couple of days were just so fun. I mean, it was like Laura did all the work, so again, shout out to Laura there. And then the first 2 days we were at the hospital, and the nurses were great.
You got to stay longer back then.
It was so
than
fun.
You stayed today.
I think we stayed, like 2 days. That was good. And then they made us go home, and I realized all of a sudden, this is really hard. This is not going to be easy. It got more challenging. Our question today: what are the challenges for entry-level leaders? I'm watching my oldest now with her first little one, and it's just challenging. Again, that's at home. But when we're at work and we have a new job and we're brand new in a position, we get promoted. We see this all the time, Mark, with the companies we work with. Frontline leaders, it really can be a challenge for them. And so we're going to identify some of those today and talk a little bit about that. So, yeah, man, what are some of the challenges you've seen with entry-level leaders?
Wow. Well, let's start macro just for a second. I think one of the biggest challenges frontline leaders face is that organizations at large grossly underinvest in this people group.
Yeah.
And it's maddening and totally illogical to me, because they're the ones that work with the frontline people who are actually doing the work. We've actually done studies where organizations who struggle with execution identify the problem as frontline leaders, because leadership has this vision and this strategy and this plan, to improve execution, but they can't convey it successfully to frontline leaders so that they can then convey it to the people actually doing the work. And guess what happens? Execution does not improve. Nothing improves because the frontline leaders become the weak link, and it's not your fault if you're that frontline leader, particularly a new leader. So macro, one of the challenges you're going to face is the organization is probably not going to provide what you need to be successful.
And I'll give a little plug here to what we do. I mean, this is what we do at Lead Every Day. We spend a lot of time training and coaching and investing in these organizations, helping them build a leadership culture. And there are these different layers. Yes, we work with executives, and that's a lot of fun. And I mean, it's very important.
Yeah.
But in those organizations that bring us in and allow us to work and help them at all levels of the organization, our coaches and trainers, I mean, they're fantastic in helping those frontline leaders.
You have to.
And you do. I mean, you don't have to.
I say you have to. No, you don't.
I mean, you don't. But if you want to be your best, you have to have the process for this. And I think that would be my first part of the answer is they don't know how to lead. That's the biggest challenge. It's like they've probably not been trained. I mean, here's what I've seen all the time. It's like I'm responsible for something. I've got more than I can do, and so I'm going to promote you, and I give you part of my work, and here's my brilliant training for you. It's like, if you need something, let me know.
Right.
Well, that's ridiculous. I mean, I'm over here later going, what's wrong with Mark? He hadn't said anything. And
he's doing an awful job.
He's doing an awful job. So let's get into some of the challenges here.
But I want to speak.
Go ahead.
I mean, that first challenge is the way you overcome this as a new leader is you have to own your own development.
Yeah.
It would be fantastic if your organization would help you. And maybe, hopefully, you're in an organization that will. But you cannot abdicate your responsibility. You can't forfeit your agency. or you'll be a frontline leader forever or not long, right? Like you won't grow your leadership, so you'll have more responsibility, or you'll perform so poorly that you'll be replaced.
Yeah.
And so the challenge is the organization's probably not going to do nearly enough. The response is you have to own your own development.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Some of the things that I would say, if I'm a frontline leader, knowing what I know now, I would say to focus on a few things. One, I would start with something you were told very early on. If you want more, what was it? More agency,
more influence, more opportunity, and more impact.
Yeah, more. Yeah, then get on a path of lifelong learning. Right. I mean, that's
right. Your capacity to grow will determine your capacity to lead.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And so I'd say start there. But some other things, learn how to connect and care for people. I mean, at some point, that's what leadership really is. It's, can I connect with people? Can I take them from here to there? And now you've all of a sudden been given the responsibility to lead 3 or 4 people or a department or whatever it is. You're going to need to connect with those people and care for them, not just as employees, but as human beings. And if you can really do that, your influence will grow there. We talked a little bit about feedback yesterday. How do we give feedback up? I think one of the things for a frontline person is learning how to give feedback to people. Nobody ever teaches us how to do that, but some of that, how to lead a meeting, there's so many basic things that are a part of leadership, entry level stuff. I would want that person to make a list of some of the things that they're doing and ask themselves, do I really know how to do this at the level I'd want to? And that goes back to the learning part.
Yeah.
It's like, can I meet with my supervisor and have a conversation? Maybe they haven't trained me, but I can go to them and say,
here's what I need.
Here's what I need. Exactly. And I think that's a opportunity for us to make that list and then almost create like a little development plan that's helping us to master some, or maybe not even master, just to become competent in some of these entry level things.
And the reason that matters, I mean, it may be obvious why that matters. I meet a lot of frontline leaders who lack confidence. Maybe legitimately so, right? They don't know what they're doing. But as you grow in competence, you will grow in confidence.
Yeah, that's great.
Learn to facilitate a meeting. Learn to give feedback. Learn to do some of these blocking and tackling type things, and you'll walk a little taller. And you'll feel more comfortable in those encounters that maybe 6 months prior would have scared you to death.
Yeah. I love that. And I would also say, be willing to fail. Be willing to try stuff that's hard. It may feel daunting if you're in a new position, you haven't been trained, you haven't been equipped. It's okay if you mess up. You're going to mess up. You're going to learn a lot from those mistakes. And I think if you can get that and begin to make some notes on, like, what did I do last time? How can I learn that, what would I do different?
Yeah, let me piggyback on that, because I think there's a misconception in the world at large, but let's apply it to leadership. We think that experience is the best teacher. It's not. Only evaluated experience
that's good.
is a great teacher. So you said it. I want to call it out. When you have a performance review or give somebody feedback or whatever, cast vision for a team or whatever you're doing, problem solving, stop and ask yourself, not in the moment, but actually have some time set aside to evaluate what went well, what didn't go well, what will I do different next time?
Yeah. What did I learn?
What did I learn?
Yeah.
Only evaluated experience is the great teacher.
Yeah, that's fun. If you're out there and you're listening and you're an entry-level person, leader, entry-level leader, I just want to challenge you. Do what Mark started with there, this lifelong learning. In all these areas that you can identify, you have a chance to grow and get better. And your responsibility is to create an environment where your people can grow. One of the things you might consider doing is go to leadeverydayacademy.com. We've created all kind of resources there, digital content for you and your people, your leaders, to grow and get better. And if you've not checked that out, I hope you'll do that. We got team passes, all kind of stuff there. You can put all your leaders into a digital experience to talk through all the content we have on becoming a better leader, improving team performance, and ultimately strengthening your organization. I hope you'll check that out if you've not done so. Remember, the best leaders lead every day.